Hello honey, and today we're talking about the Aries women. I'm going to literally go so deep with this video. I'm going to expose all corners, all little edges of the Aries women, because in these videos I like to expose the good, the bad and the ugly, because that is astrology. Alright, whether you like it or not, we all have good sides, bad sides, you name it, we all have it. And I'm an Aries myself, so this is going to come out as positive, as negative, however you want to take it, is going to be that. Okay, I'm not going to hide nothing. So I'll start off by saying Aries is a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs are signs that are go-getters. They get shit done. They go out and do things. They're very active, right? They don't ever stay down for too long. Aries is the ruler of Mars. Mars is the planet of battle, of fighting, of defending, you know. Aries is the first house ruler on a natal chart, birth chart, zodiac wheel, whatever you want to call it. The first house represents I am, not we are or who that, who where. It is I am. It's all about us. Okay, so with these women, I find that because Aries is a masculine sign, Aries can be seen as very intimidating to a lot of people, which is unfortunate, but some people like that. I quite like that energy. However, I don't feel like I'm intimidating when I first meet someone. So this person might have an Aries rising, for example, because your rising is what people see or what you show to the world. Okay, so Aries energy can be very intimidating to most because it's quite a masculine energy. I find these women have loud laughs. She might cackle a little bit. She might, have a wide mouth when she's laughing. It can be very like, wow, her laugh is loud, Aries women in a group of friends, there can be a very strong energy from her. She's a natural born leader. Aries is actually one of the most powerful signs of the zodiac. And I'm not saying this to toot my own horn, by the way. This is, how astrology actually is, right? I also feel there's a lot of similarities to Scorpio as well in here, right? But Aries is definitely one of the most powerful signs of the zodiac because they are natural born leaders. Aries women tend to excel very well in working fields because they always know what they want. There should never be an Aries woman out there who you can ask a question and she doesn't know what she wants to do. You ask Aries, where do you see yourself in 5, 10, 100 years time? She will tell you. She probably, has planned her funeral or her wedding already by now because she likes to be completely set in stone, basically. With Aries women, there is no grey areas with them, okay? They are direct in every avenue of their life. So they tend to tell you what it is, how it is. It's either black or white with these women. So you can't be out here, I don't know. No, Aries doesn't play that game. It's I know, I do, I shall. That is it with the Aries. They're very, very, very direct. Aries is also these women are very demanding. They can come across as, and when they're speaking to you, they can come across as being very rude, but they're always misunderstood because they're not being rude to you, but because they're being so direct, it can come across as being rude, and it's not always the case. You got to kind of decipher what it is with them, because they can be rude, obviously, but most of the time they're not, because they're just direct about what it is they want and what it is they're saying. People always get things mixed up with me with how I'm saying things or what I say, because they're not realizing that I'm just saying what I want. Can you pass me that, please? That might come across as rude, but to someone who knows me will know she ain't being rude. She's just being direct, Now, these women are quick-tempered. Just to clarify, I've written a whole bunch of shit down. I want to make sure that I don't miss a damn thing, all right? These women are quick-tempered, man. Like, they're very quick to react to things. So, you know, you might have said something for the 10th time today, like asking questions during a film. Like, why do people do that? You know, you're sitting down watching a film with Aries and you ask the 5th question within 30 minutes, and Aries will while out, shut the fuck up, shut up, because we don't want to hear your mouth, be quiet. And Aries is very quick tempered. And do you know what's so weird? I'll mention this actually. Someone left a comment on my channel and said that Aries women love domestic violence, and I thought that was really out of order. I don't think I responded, but I'm going to respond now. Aries women don't like domestic violence at all. No woman likes to be physically abused, right? But what you need to understand is, because the Aries woman is defensive, you know, she stands her ground, and when you fight an Aries, yeah, they don't back down. Whether you're a man, woman, cat, dog, they're gonna fight you back. So it's not about Aries women liking domestic violence, it's we don't stand down. Now, I mentioned this in my All About Aries video, that an Aries is, their bark is bigger than their bite. I still stand by that. However, your placement in your Mars plays a massive factor in your reactions or your actions to things, because although Aries rules the planet Mars, my Mars placement is Aquarius, so it makes me think a whole lot more than a typical Aries would before I react to something. For example, I have a Virgo sun friend, but her Mars is in Aries. She's a bully, man. Like, she goes in with people, but I love the Aries energy. I love that about her. Aries can come across as being bullyish to signs, especially like a gentle Pisces, like a Mercury in Pisces or Mars in Pisces, for example. You know, Aries can have bullyish tendencies to them because they're not like them. Aries people gravitate towards people that are really fiery, really loud and out there, and they will take the piss out of other signs because they're not like them. For example, an Aries person will look at a Taurus and think, why are you so quiet over there? You know, let me go and ruffle some feathers. Aries are wind-ups. We wind people up because it causes drama, and it also gives us a sense of power, right? And the thing is with an Aries is we can cause drama, cause something to explode, and we'll be like, raw, like, why are you, like, what's the problem? Chill out, it's not that serious. You know, we'll kind of question, like, how did it even get to this when we caused the whole drama? You know, when it comes to Taurus, they have a nasty temper. And I've always said this, I've spoken about Aries and Taurus compatibility before, but the compatibility between an Aries and Taurus, in my opinion, when I've been with Taurus men, it can go to domestic violence. It can, because you just don't back down. You've got a bull, which is Taurus, and then you've got a ram, which is Aries, and they both have to use their heads to headbutt each other. It can go down that route, you know. So Aries people, the Aries women, the thing is with us is we can mistake violence with passion, but we are tremendously passionate people, right? But the thing is, people don't understand that about us, and they look at us as being aggressive and violent, and you know, some people are like that, but we're very misunderstood in that field. When it comes to dramas with an Aries female, this is what I do, all right? If I feel like things are going a bit too good with my man, I'm like, I'm bored. This is just too good. I have to create some type of drama or some type of atmosphere. And if he's my man, he's going to have to be somebody who is able to challenge me and throw shit back at me and create this tension. And I've said this in my Aries videos before, right? But Aries people create tension with their partners because it makes them it gives them this fiery passion vibe in them, and it's all released during sex. It makes the sex 10 times better on a different scale than it would be if we're in a good mood and we happen to have sex. Aries women will create shit just to get fucked, right? Also, Aries women are very demanding. We're very aggressive in the bedroom, and we like to have sex in a rough type of way. Not no sensual, slow grinding. We like to, do you know what I'm saying? We like to take it in the bedroom. And that's just because of our Mars plays a factor. Obviously, we're Aries signs. And you know what? I got a comment off of women. No, I get a lot of these comments actually from a lot of men on my channel. And I made videos titled Why I Don't Date throughout the signs, why I don't date Series, why I don't date Pisces, Gemini, Cancer, whatever you name it, right? Throughout the whole zodiac. And obviously I'm talking about my personal experience, and I always say I'm an Aries. Now, when people come on the channel, when they hear that, the first thing that they say is, oh, Aries are hoes, Aries is this, and all of this bullshit, okay, because they're not happy with what I'm saying. So their way of shading me is by saying, oh, Aries are hoes. Now, I don't always respond, but I have made a clap back video titled Hoes Through the Signs, and this is me speaking about all the signs doing their hoe activities. Now, the reason why I clapped back was because not just Aries people can be hoes, but all signs can be. But how I hear this a lot is because it's hard for an Aries woman to be submissive to a particular man. I want to tell you what kind of man that we are submissive to. The kind of men that we're submissive to are alpha males, because Aries tend to be alpha females. We don't like to date below our standards. We have standards, and we have ways in which about us that we feel like, if I can do this, what's the point of me being with someone who can't do more than what I can do? That's how we look at it. So we're with a man who's not able to show us more than what we already know, because we are partial know-it-alls, okay? If he can't show us what we already know, what's the point? I'm gonna go and step out on him. Aries is one of the most unfaithful signs of the zodiac, and I'm keeping it all the way real. But it does not mean we are disloyal to everybody. We are selective about who we are loyal to. And if we see a man that is holding us down, that is protective, that is that's stable in all areas of his life, we place him on a pedestal and we become submissive to that man. I'll tell you, for example, I dated a Leo years ago, and I was besotted with him. I would never cheat on him. Never did. Never even looked at another guy while I was with him. Before him, I've dated Gemini, and I dated a previous Leo. The previous Leo didn't have anything to really offer me, and I felt like he was cheating on me, so I cheated on him. I cheated on Gemini because I kind of felt like, I'm not getting anything out of this, and you're not really an alpha male. So I cheated, okay? Bearing in mind, this was many years ago. This was years ago. And that's just what we do, okay? Also, the pettiness. Aries women have this pettiness about them. Like what I just said, okay? My Leo boyfriend, I was like 15, 16, whatever, right? I knew he was cheating on me, but I did not have the concrete evidence. So I just thought, fuck this, I'm going to just cheat on him. And that's exactly what I did. And that was my way of coping with it. And this is an Aries energy, I feel. Because Aries people are petty. They will hold things against you, but they will do things to hurt you because you've hurt them. Like every sign will say, don't hurt us because we're going to hurt you. We are the petty Betties, okay? We take things and we make sure that we work on it and we get you back, That's what Aries people do. Aries women are very adventurous, all right? They're constantly seeking a new thrill, something to keep us on our toes. That's why when you're in a relationship with her, you need to understand that she's not the woman that's going to stay home, take care of the kids, get married, get fat and chill. Nah. That's not her. She needs adventures. She needs to be traveling. She needs to be surprised, taken to different cities, different areas. You know, she needs to be constantly going, because that's her way of feeling like someone can keep up with her. You know, that's why it can be difficult with Earth energy, because Earth like to stay grounded and they like routine, whereas Aries, they like routine, but they like spontaneous fun as well. Everyone has a spontaneous side to them, but Aries is the most spontaneous because they are ridiculously impulsive, right? Now, Aries women can be, everyone says, oh, Aries are so sporty, they love sport. And look at me, I'm a big bitch, okay? Now, I do like elements of sport, but we're not all going to be the most sporty type of people. But Aries tend to have a tomboyish look about them. Just because you are tomboy doesn't mean that you're not sexy, okay? I forgot that bloody girl's name. She's an Aries. Make it try me. I'm against whole motherfucking family, and I ain't playing with nobody. Fuck around and I'ma catch your body. Her. She is the perfect example of an Aries, because she's mad. Oh, my nose is just running a little bit. She's mad tomboyish, right? And she's an Aries, but there is a sexy element to her, you know, that draws men in still. And bloody forgot her name. It's been a while since I've seen her. But yeah, you know, that can make people think that she must be into sports or she must be lesbian, but it's not always the case. All right, let's just chill out. But yeah, you know, Aries can be sporty. We do like competition, and like I said, we like fighting for things, and this can mean fighting for relationships as well, because we like to win. All right, these women are very, very headstrong. Okay, like I mentioned before, with the knowing what they want to do. They can make very impulsive decisions, and they don't always tend to learn from their actions, because they're impulsive thinkers, which makes them exciting, you know, to be around. And it can be a hard lesson for an Aries who does not learn from their mistakes, because they will continue to keep making these terrible mistakes. Now, when you're dating these women, like I said, you've got to be very, very adventurous, because they'll lose interest like that. They don't play. We get bored, man. You know, we've got to be kept on our toes. So when it comes to the losing interest and we move on, because Aries women can move on to someone else, or move on in a sense where, who's that? Who's that? You know, I don't know who that is. We move on like that. And we tend to move on and act like we haven't just experienced something, because we can't show that we're bothered to the world. And we can't show we're bothered to the world because it is seen as a form of weakness to us. We don't like to cry or be down for too long. The person, you know who I'm thinking right now? That woman, Renee, from Mob Wives. I've never watched Mob Wives, but I did watch her on Big Brother UK a year ago or two. And everyone said that she was emotionally unstable. It's not emotionally unstable. She went through periods where she'll be crying like crazy, like tears, red face, everything. 5 minutes later, she's like, I'm a mob wife, I ain't got to deal with this. She went back to being gangster. This is the thing with Aries women. We don't like to show that we're down or crying for too long, because that will show our opponent that we're weak. And remember, we like to fight. So we might cry because we're frustrated, but in 5 minutes, we're back to being gangster and we're fighting you like we never was crying 5 minutes ago, okay? Don't mistake it for being emotionally unstable. We just deal with things like that, okay? These women, like I said, there is a intimidating way about them. But when they see a man, okay, that they like, they will go and get him. You know, I have a flirty way about me where, like, for example, I had a birthday. My birthday was a few months ago. And I had a party. And there was loads of guys. And I was just chatting to every and anybody. You know, I have Venus in my 11th house also. So, you know, it's very easy for me to talk to guys. I can relate a lot to men in different ways. But Aries women can be very flirty because they feel very comfortable around guys, you know, and this can be mistaken for, well, she's a hoe, she's friendly, or that can be mistaken for things like that, unfortunately. But, you know, that is how it is. But Aries women, they like to chase their prey. You know, when they like a guy, they make it clear that they like him. They tell him, I like you. You know, let's go out and do this. I want to see you. I miss you. That's an Aries woman for you, because she's direct about shit, okay? I completely forgot to add this vital piece of information to this video, so I'm doing it now. So apologies for the mismatch, you know, in the video. The thing is with Aries women, this is so important. When it comes to when we're dating and picking our spouses, when we meet a man who is financially all about it, okay, he's completely financially secure, you know, he's got lots of assets, or basically a man who has more than what we as Aries women have, this can be really intimidating for us, because we tend to go for spouses that may be about it, but they haven't necessarily got everything. And we like to not boss our men around, but we like to support him and help him grow to be a better man. And when we find a man that is already there, it's intimidating for us, because we want to be there. We want to feel very secure. We want to have that financial comfortability that this man has, but we don't want to have to depend on no one to get it. We are very independent women, and we don't like to depend on anybody to get anything. So when we do meet these men, it can almost be like, he might, you know, put in our face, he drives a Lamborghini, he's got Ferraris, he owns properties. And for us, it's like, I mean, you know, he's got these wonderful things, but I just can't submit to him because, you know, it's intimidating for me. I want to be with someone who I can help get there, or, you know, that can help me get there, but without the flashiness in my face. We're completely thrown off by that. Now, if you're an Aries woman who looks at that and you're not thrown off, that's probably because you have definitely let go of your ego. Aries is notorious for having a massive ego, and a woman who can let go of that, kudos to you, baby girl, because I can't let go of my ego for something like that, you know, which is annoying, because obviously we all want to be with a man who's successful, you know, but this is what can get in the way of our happiness, because we can't drop our ego. Some Aries women might go for a guy because he's in a nice position. However, she might want to live a nice lifestyle, because Aries women can be known as fast women. They're just there for the fun. But I don't see why that's a bad thing, because Aries women are adventurous. We are goers, you know, we like to just have fun. So it's not always a bad thing. It depends what angle you're looking at it from. Now, when you're speaking to an Aries woman, when you're getting to know her in the beginning stages, you know, you're going to feel like, you know, she's really energetic. She's a lot of fun. But she's also going to be an open book. She's easy to get to know because she wears her heart on her sleeve. And when she goes into something and she's sure about what she wants, she will dive in deep, okay? You know, Aries women tend to speak a lot when they're in the speaking situations with someone, speaking stage with someone, and they talk about their experiences, and they don't tend to sound very emotional while speaking about it, depending on her moon sign. hopefully if it's not a water sign, but if it is, then she might have some emotion. But if it's not a water sign, she tends to speak without the sadness or the emotion. She likes to make a joke out of things. There's a lot of funny Aries people out there, and it's just easy to speak to these women. These women tend to have very, very high sex drives, like I spoke on before, but they do tend to want to be around people a lot, and they might sleep with you quickly, but they sleep with you because they want to be held, they want to be touched, they want to be penetrated, you know. But they like being around people, and they prefer to be around masculine energy. They prefer to be around men because there is more of a they're more able to relate to men, to the man energy. Aries can come across, like I said, very intimidating to many, and I find it hard whenever I'm meeting girls for the first time because they don't like me, man. And I'm also Gemini rising. They don't like me, so it's very difficult when making new friends because I'm a leader, and if I'm not able to lead in my group, I have to kind of back down. And Aries women have egos, you know, we have pride. It's hard for us to do that. About Aries women is a lot of the times these women can have their whole life together. You know, they might have bought their house, they might be renting a nice flat, they might be in a really good position at work, they might have everything paid for, they might have an abundance of savings, they might have a really good relationship with their parents, whatever it is, they might have everything going for them, but because they have very high standards in their relationship, in their love life, they cannot always find exactly what it is that they're after, and they tend to find themselves having to negotiate next to everything that they initially planned to. And because they're quick moving, they'll move quickly. You know, they'll live with the guy that they've just recently met in the past 3 months or whatever, and it can go very badly, but they will try to make it work. And they'll try because they want to have everything, you know. They could be a particular age and it's like, wow, I thought I was going to be married with kids by now and nothing's happening. They will try different avenues to make it happen by having to negotiate their standards, you know, which isn't a cool thing actually, because there's certain things that I don't feel that people should have to negotiate on, and unfortunately I find Aries women tend to negotiate a hell of a lot, you know. So the Aries woman, this video is so long, but I told you I had to get everything out, okay? These women can hold grudges. They can. If it's something that someone has done to betray them, yeah, they can hold a grudge. But at the same time, if that person wanted to resolve things, an Aries is never going to say no, let's not resolve it. But once they do resolve it, it's like what had happened has never happened with an Aries female. You know, I've had people do some horrible things to me, and I've been able to forgive them and move on. But I will say this, with an Aries, it is never ever forgotten, ever. They can forget, or they can forgive and move forward, because that's what Aries do. They move forward, but they never forget, and they embed it in the back of their mind almost, because they use it for ammunition. Remember I said we are defensive, we fight for things, because at some point, if that person decides to betray us again or do anything to us, we use that as ammo against that person. People say, just get over it. I am over it. I'm moving on now, aren't I? But I don't forget. And that is an issue with Aries, but I look at that as a defense mechanism. You know, I've done that multiple of times to people where they've done something to me and they want to come back into my life. Okay, cool. But now I have ammo ready to fire at you when you want to try and come for me for some bullshit. You know, we're always ready for war. So when you are dealing with Aries women, it's always good to be aware that she'll forgive you, but trust and believe she ain't forgotten, and she will use it against you, whether it's to be petty, like I said earlier, to be petty, or she will use it as ammo against you. For example, okay, one of my exes tried to come back, and he told me he's got a baby on the way. I said, okay, cool. So I was at his house one day and he left to go to work. I thought, let me just go and snoop around his house and see what goodies I can find. So I found a baby scan, and I saw the name of his baby mother, took a picture of it, and I saved it in my phone. And he wanted to keep me completely away from his baby mother and her name or where she lives, but he forgot he's messing with an Aries. Okay, now all I had to do, I got a Scorpio friend, okay, all I had to do was send the name, the information to her, and she came back with a hell of a lot of stuff, her address. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was never going to do anything with that information towards the baby mother. However, it was almost like insurance, and I would use that against my ex to make sure that he knew that I know about him. I can get his information if I needed to, because it's about preparing for the worst. And he weren't happy when I found out his baby mother's first name, middle name, surname, address, you name it, I had it all. So that is my video on the Aries women. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed it if you watched it all the way to the end, because this is a long ass video, but I had to dive deep in these videos and you guys need to know all the secrets about us. So thanks for watching, have a nice day everybody, take care.